Happy New Year, everybody. I want to welcome everybody to the Daddy Ball Podcast. I'm your host, Real Coach Rube. I got my boy Benji Holt with me.
Hey,
Man,
Happy New Year to you, Coach Rube. How are you?
man, I'm good, man. We just trying to bring some good energy, you know what I'm saying, to youth sports, you know what I'm saying? Try something new, you know what I'm saying? Put something new out there. So, you know, we just trying to start the new year off right, man. Happy New Year, you know what I'm saying? One thing for sure, two things for certain. High school football over. College football got a couple teams playing, but youth
Right.
football still going full fledged, baby.
Still going. It's probably about 48 weeks out the year. Tackle. We're not just talking about regular football,
Nah,
seven on
real,
seven flag. We're talking about contact football. It's still going.
yeah, real knock your head off. You know what I'm saying? Get inside the group chat. You know what I'm saying? Threaten somebody's life. Youth
Yeah, and, and,
tackle
and
football.
all while the kids are in school, they have no idea what y'all talking about.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta love it, man. Uh, so we named the show Daddy Ball, man, because everybody got their own definition of Daddy Ball. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so naming the show Daddy Ball meant a certain thing to me. But I'm gonna start off with you. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about when the term Daddy Ball comes up and we talk about Daddy Ball, what does Daddy Ball mean to you?
I immediately think of the negative connotation when I hear daddy ball because you don't hear daddy ball applied when you don't have a situation where the child's performance doesn't match their place in the sport. For example, we talk about football and we always say daddy ball is always going to be a biological parent, a guardian, or a homeboy putting a certain child in a position that they don't have the skill set at that time to be in, and
Mhm.
they're making everything go around that particular player so that it's going to be easy for them. So that's anytime I hear daddy ball, it's always in a negative connotation. They got daddy ball going on. That means that they have created a certain path for that athlete that wouldn't necessarily be there if that parent or guardian or homeboy wasn't there.
Right. So basically, you saying that Daddy Ball is I'm just getting involved in the decision making process to make sure that the child that I'm trying to look out for gets maximum enhancement in this situation.
Correct. And if skill set does not match what you're trying to do, that's the only time you hear daddy ball. You don't hear daddy ball in examples in which the skill set is there. You never hear that. You just say, "Oh, that's their dad, that's their uncle, that's their guardian." You only hear it when the skill set does not match the performance or the position that that particular player is in.
So Daddy Ball basically you let it slide. If the kid is fine, then you let Daddy Ball slide. If the kid is fine and his daddy is coaching, everybody like okay, we cool with this. You know what I'm
If
saying?
the
But if
kid if the kid is good, you never hear the term daddy ball come up. You never hear it because
right,
when the kid is good, a parent or a guardian, the dad does not have to create those lanes for that child. They just happen to show up at practice or the game in the same car. You only hear daddy ball apply when the skill set does not match the position. Period.
right, I can dig that. And so, that makes sense. That's why everybody gets so mad, you know what I'm saying, when they see uh a dad, you know what I'm saying, pushing their kid to the forefront because they basically like, okay, well we competing for this same position and
Right.
I feel like my kid is better. So that's what the problem is that if your kid ain't up to par, if anybody else's kid is just as good as your kid, it's always gonna be a conflict because now you can't justify giving this kid a primary position, you know what I'm saying, or favoritism
hmm
at that position because there's somebody that could be just as good or better at that position. So basically, no matter what, if you're gonna be that type of daddy ball, your kid got to be bulletproof, butt naked.
Period. You just happen to be the coach, and your kid was going to do what they're going to do regardless of who the coach is. There's lots of examples out there in which you don't see daddy ball being applied, where the dad is the coach and then the kid is playing, and you don't hear the situation of daddy ball. Only time you hear it is when the kid is not five. Period.
Right. So for me, my reason why I actually wanted to call this daddy ball was because I like the term. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I'm pro daddy ball for
Right.
myself, the way that I define it. You know what I'm saying? So the way
Okay.
that I look at daddy ball and the way that I define daddy ball, I basically say is that daddy ball is a parent that is gonna be with their kid every step of the way and is projecting them forward and making sure that their performance matches whatever level that they're preparing for right then at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like
Yes.
I'm not gonna let any that's where I look, the way that I look at it is that I'm not gonna let anybody impede that progress of where I feel like we're supposed to be at today. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really matter where you think that we're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of, we had this conversation, which is why I kind of stay out of coaching, because I don't care to be at the level that you feel like we're supposed to be at, because my plan, whatever my plan is that I'm executing as a father and as a dad, I'm not gonna let you get in my way of my plan by trying to influence me in a different direction. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Yeah.
so when I think about Daddy Ball, like I, you know what I'm saying, like I told you before, like I think the first thing that comes to my mind is who we know as the godfather of Daddy Ball now, which is Coach Prime.
Right.
And when people bring up Coach Prime, they be like, oh yeah, they watch the TV show. You know what I'm saying? What was the show? What was the show on Netflix? Tights. What is that?
Yeah. Friday Night Tykes
Friday Night
out of
Tights.
Texas. It was out of
Yeah,
Texas.
it's like these TV shows, and you watch these TV shows, and then it's like, oh yeah, I gotta go get me a whistle. You know what I'm saying? And then like
I
it's
got to
like,
get a
nah,
whistle.
I gotta go get me a whistle. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go get me a book bag. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go get me a bucket hat. I gotta go
Yeah.
get me some shades. That's the Coach starter pack kit. You know what I'm
And a
saying?
clipboard.
And,
And a clipboard.
and a clipboard. And
Yeah.
then now I need all the moms, you know what I'm saying, to call me because I'm fixing to have the fires team out there. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
it's like, you know, people are going out there trying to emulate, you know what I'm saying, what a Coach Prime is doing, but they don't understand that a Coach Prime got involved with coaching because he knew the process in which where he wanted his kids to be at that moment in time. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I wasn't there with him when he was going through his process at the beginning, but I'm sure that there were plenty of people who felt like his kids weren't as good as the other kids or whatever. You know what I'm saying? However they felt.
Actually,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't think that. I
Well, I
don't
mean,
think that.
you kind of heard the whispers though when they was in high school.
Nah, those kids were good. I've been watching them for a while.
Okay.
Start. You got to start off. Everybody only thinks about Shador and Shiloh. You
Mhm.
got to think about Deion Sanders Jr. played
Right.
at SMU,
Right.
so he was the first one, right?
Yeah, yeah, but when
But watch this.
that's a different level though. When you get to college, that's not youth. That doesn't translate over like that. You know what I'm saying? It's plenty of players that weren't like considered fire butt naked at the youth level that are playing football in college.
Yeah, that's not where I was going. What I was going with is he has a pattern of success for his athletes that happen to be his kids. He has
Oh, okay.
four kids that have played D1 ball, right? He has three sons and a daughter that have all played D1. Shiloh was really good in football and baseball. He played both at Trinity in Texas, right?
Hmm.
Then came Shador. Shador is what, 2, 3 years younger than Shiloh. Then Shador came up. They was on the same team for a little bit. They played on different sides of the ball. Coach Prime was only the OC. Shiloh made it to college. Remember, he went to University of South Carolina, the Gamecocks first.
Right.
Coach Prime only sent him there with Coach Musgrove.
Yeah.
He sent them over there with him, and then after he was terminated, then he transferred to Jackson State. So he
Right.
has a pattern of high level kids. That's why you've never heard daddy ball. There's never been a situation where there's been another safety or quarterback on the same team better than those two. Period.
I can that's what I'm saying. I can agree with that part of it.
Mhm.
What I'm saying is I guess I guess I'm mixing in what I know about youth sports today in conjunction with what the conversation what you're saying. I'm
Right,
saying
right.
that on their team they were the best kid, but
Yes,
they weren't the fieriest kid in that area is what I'm saying. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
And it didn't have to be.
Right, they didn't have to be. And okay, so that's the
Mhm.
part that I'm saying is Daddy Ball is that Coach Prime didn't feel like he needed to go to the number one team, you know what I'm saying, and his kid and force his kid to be the best player on the number one team. He created his
Correct.
own situation so that his
Yes.
kids would be able to go at their own pace. So yeah,
On pace, in the
now
pace in
they
which he knew was going to be successful.
exactly that's what I'm saying. So they might not have they were the best on their team, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You know, you could set that up. You could always set up, you know, be the you know, that's relevant, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when I look at youth sports the way that it is right now today, because you know we're a few years removed from you know Shador and Shiloh, but the way that I look at it when I'm watching it, you know, from you know this, it's like everybody wants to pile in on the best team or you know be a part of or create you know whatever the super team is or whatever that is. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if that mentality was in conjunction with what he had going on, then well, according to that, he would have had to go to one of those things. And I think that that's what causes the beef. I think that that's what causes because it's like, oh yeah, you know, well my kid's better than your kid. Now, why are you the head coach? I should be the head coach. You know what I'm saying? Or why is your kid, you know what I'm saying, the starter over my kid? You know what I'm saying? Well, my kid is better. And
Correct.
you know, we talk about this all the time, you know, in any sport. This ain't just football, you know, football, basketball, baseball. At 8U to 13U, we already know pretty much who the best kids on the field are going to be. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So when we look at those sports and we look at the best players from each one of those sports, which kids what jumps out at you that you notice about those kids from that level age group from 8U to 13U? What do you notice about those kids?
Well, the first thing is usually the bigger kid is the best kid. Period. Right.
Right.
Whoever hits puberty first. You know.
So
Yeah. The race to
so
puberty. That's what. That's kind of how you see it.
so basically if your kid grows faster than everybody else, well then
Hmm.
yeah, you know what I'm saying, then you're gonna be the top. You're gonna be at the top at that age group. You know what I'm saying? If your
Right.
kid is bigger. I just don't know how much that translates over because we've seen a lot of unique situations, you know what I'm saying, where we watching a 12U team or a 13U team and we looking at a kid and you know, we like, oh my God, this kid is butt naked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He you know 5'6", 5'7", you know what I'm saying? Look like refrigerator off the fridge off Little Giants. What name was the one that was carrying the refrigerator on his back? Icebox. Look
Yeah.
like Icebox off Little Giants. And then when he walk off the field, and you know what I'm saying, he go hug his mom and his dad. You know what I'm saying? He looking at his dad eye to eye. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. He
It's
done
like
growing.
you
He done
know,
growing.
so you see those situations, and it's like you say to yourself, like, damn, why are people so obsessed with right now today
Mhm.
and not thinking about the projection of you know kind of what's going on or what's going to happen, you know what I'm saying, moving forward into the future. You know what I mean? It's like you got this running back that doesn't look like he's going to play running back moving forward. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
It's just it's so tough because I see people get so frustrated and I'm like, damn, you know, when I was growing up playing football, they kind of regulated it. You know what I'm saying? You know, you had your skill position players I mean, you know, Pop Warner is pound football, so you got your one stripers, you got your two stripers, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or if you got great football, you got your players that are going to be deemed O-line. You
Hmm.
got your players that are going to be outline D line, and you got your players that are going to be deemed skill position players. And then, you know, everybody plays a position that more than likely they're going to project to moving forward into the future.
Yeah, they just went away with the weight limit in South Florida two two 2 years ago. So when my son first started playing, we had to weigh in before every game, and if you weighed over a certain whatever the weight limit was, you had to put a H on your helmet. H stood for heavy. So you put a H on the back of your helmet, and then that person cannot advance the ball. They can't run the ball. They can't be in a skill position. They can only be on the O line, D line.
Yeah,
That
that's
just went away a couple years ago. I mean, so when we first started, there was a regulation. You would typically see the kids that were underweight or not as heavy. You could tell the difference between an O line and a running back. But now everything is just together. The biggest person is just running the ball now. So you do see that. So I understand what you're saying with that. But the reason why people worry about right now is because instant gratification. That's what we all want. Do you want to warm up your food in the oven? It's going to take 10 minutes. Or do you want to put it in the microwave? It's going to take 15 seconds, right?
right.
Everybody is looking at the right now. Now I understand you looking at the right now. You want to dominate, but then you got to have the vision, as you just mentioned, from your experience coming up, Optimus Ball, middle school ball, high school ball, college ball, pro. You understand that process, but not everyone does understand that process. Me, I never played college ball, right? So what would I be looking at? I'm looking at right now, not understanding you're not preparing yourself for 12U, 13U. You're preparing yourself for high school. Now you're seeing if those skill set is going to translate to the next level as college. Will that skill set translate to the next level, which, you know, ultimately is the professional. So it takes a certain type of guardian to understand what that process is. Wait on, just work on your skill development and let puberty take care of itself. But not everybody has that type of vision and or experience to understand being patient with the process.
Right. Which is why I feel like, this could be an education tool. Like, yeah, we joke a little bit, what I'm saying, about it, we have fun with it or whatever, but that it could be an education tool for people, what I'm saying, to be a little bit more relaxed, what I'm
Right.
saying, and give their kid a chance, what I'm saying, to develop, what I'm saying, and don't necessarily be worried about, chasing, that's what they call it, ring chasing, what
Yeah.
I'm saying, chasing trophies, chasing notoriety, what I'm saying. Don't be worried about necessarily, trophy chasing. It throws everybody's mood off. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So like now everybody is kind of like it makes it's like adults are making kids adults are competing on each other, and then they just like the kids are now they not even humans no more. They just like pawns or something. You know what I'm saying?
They pawns on the chessboard. You think about it, they use the rings and the titles and or these full rankings from media outlets as validation for to justify the things that they're doing. So if they won a championship playing daddy ball, then they're gonna keep doing it because it's working for them. I have a ring to show for it. I have a trophy to show for it.
Hey
So in
man,
their minds,
these
what
folk
they're doing
got
is justified.
folks got diamond chains, man, with goddamn big of 1 carat 100. They got 10 pointers, 100. I
Yeah,
mean not 10 pointer, 100 pointer diamonds inside they chains, man. Championship chains, man, and rings, man.
yeah. I mean, too bad they fake, but I understand the ring and the trophy as validation for
Hey,
hard earned
look, see,
work.
man, you can't call them chains fake, man. Them folks will swing on you about that.
Yeah, I don't want no problems. Those chains aren't fake. I'm sorry. I,
Yeah,
I
man.
probably said they fake because I don't have one. So
Yeah, that's what it
that
is. You
yeah,
hate.
yeah,
You
I'm
hate.
hating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
but
exactly
but
what's
yeah, we
going
got
on.
a lot of other stuff in there. We got WWE belts, big chains. I mean, we got all that stuff. The crazy part about it, I usually find a ring or a chain when I'm vacuuming out my car. My
Right.
kid doesn't get off on those things. Luckily for him, I don't know if he's absent-minded or he don't care. But I found a ring or two under
Yeah, they
uh
always they always in the cup holder in the goddamn that little
somewhere
compartment, that little compartment up there by the
by
steering
the
column.
door. Yeah, or he gives them away. So it's kind of is what it is. But when you hear Daddy Ball, I'm glad you mentioned your perspective on Daddy Ball because I had never heard of Daddy Ball put in those terms in which I am guiding my child. There's a good method or a good story that you mentioned about how Coach Deion Sanders did with his kids. It's the same thing that Dale Curry did with Steph and Seth. He took them off the circuit for 2 years
Yeah,
and just trained, right? Steph Curry didn't come back to AAU basketball until maybe the 11th grade.
yeah,
Ninth
that's
and
what
10th
it
grade,
is.
he did not play.
Yeah. Hmm.
Right. He just trained them. And if you think about it, it's a lot of people who understand the process, they're doing it the right way. Whatever that way is, they're doing it the right way. Working on skill development and not worrying about anybody else. They have tunnel vision.
Well, that's the thing about it is like to me, that's why I like daddy ball is a very selfish thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the reason why, I really haven't been able to get into like coaching because I don't want to really pay attention to other people's kids. I want to
Right.
my priority right now, you know what I'm saying, outside of the programs that I run, my priority right now is my own children. So I'm paying them more attention right now than I'm paying any other kids. Now, once I get to the point to where I'm free rolling and you know what I'm saying they're everything that they got going on is easy in the process, then I can start focusing on other people kids. But right now I got to make sure that I get my kids at least to the point of understanding so that when
Right.
they get out into the world they know exactly how to read and react to whatever different situations, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just a situation like Coach Prime. He a Hall of Fame, you know what I'm saying, football player, so he has the ability to say, okay, I can leave from high school and go to Jackson State, and then I can go from Jackson State. Well, first of all, I can have nationally televised games on ESPN in high
Right.
school,
Mm-hmm.
leave from high school, go to Jackson State, get a television deal at, you know what I'm saying, Jackson State,
Yeah.
leave Jackson State and go to a Division 1 college like Colorado and, maneuver and, you know what I'm saying, push all these buttons at the same time, making sure that the guidance every step of the way gets you, funnels you to this level of success. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And
Mm-hmm.
people don't understand like how much power you have to actually have, how much intelligence you have to actually have, and how strong your relationships have to actually be to be able to pull stuff off like that. So it's
Right.
like you're trying to play a video game, you know what I'm saying, with kids, but you don't wield that kind of power. You know what I'm saying? But just be honest, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you said something like this before. It's like really all you doing is trying to attract, you know what I'm saying, the team on. You know what I'm saying? Like you just want a
Yeah.
little bit of extra attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you in the way for the wrong reasons. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And it's throwing off a whole football season. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
me and you, we both done seen it even when it come down to baseball. Baseball
Mm-hmm.
season finna start off, right? 100% guaranteed. March the 1st, baseball's gonna be 2 weeks in, and it's gonna be a team that's gonna split up into two different teams before you even get good into March.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you gonna have dads like, oh yeah, well my kid ain't doing this and my kid ain't doing that. And then so that's the splinter effect. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like now you got the daddy ball that turns into the splinter effect. Well, you got one set of dads that's like, oh yeah, we gonna revolt against the coach, and then they're doing the same thing that the team that they leaving from, that
Right.
team was created because they left from a team, and then
Yeah.
now they all disgruntled and all, yeah, yeah, we don't like this program, let's band up, let's join up, and then now they done band up and joined up, and now they don't like each other no more for the same reason why. You know what I'm saying? Oh
Now
yeah,
they're gonna break up. You
now they
you you
gonna break up.
guaranteed to have a lot of teams split up before spring break. You guaranteed that. After they come back from spring break, it's gonna be different teams. They just looking for field space.
They just look for, and it's so crazy. It's like, dang, like, you know, I hate to say it like this. It's like I remember my childhood friends. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
damn kids can't even have childhood friends no more. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't
Yeah.
grow up playing a sport. You know what I'm saying? Like sports was kind of like about going and playing a game. Like the highlight for me, I don't know about everybody else, right? But the highlight for me was anticipation after winning the game or going to Pizza Hut or the buffet, whatever, you know what I'm saying, wherever we was going to eat after, or the game room or whatever, you know what I'm saying, the celebration part of it. That was like the highlight. I was anticipating that. You know what I'm saying? Like, going and kicking it with my teammates, going and kicking it with my friends. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's like now that element of it is, you know what I'm saying, taken out of the picture. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the biggest thing why you don't have that is because when we grew up, we only played with the people that was in our neighborhood. We went to school with the same people. So you went to school, you lived by them, you went to school with them, you played sports with them. So you had a trinity bond, right? Now you don't have that. Kids don't live by each other. They don't
Bro,
go to
why
school together. They
not?
just
Why?
show up and play.
I'm saying, but what you mean? It's kids in every area in the neighborhood that play
It's
sports.
not. It's not. I have never played with kids. Preston has never played a sport with any kid that's gone to his schools.
It confuses me. I mean, I'm in the same situation. I just don't understand how that's possible.
It's possible because, well, in the neighborhood that I live in, soccer is predominant, right? You have soccer and then you have baseball. Well, we started playing baseball in our city, and the commitment level that I noticed wasn't there for what I wanted for my child. Because I've coached my kid in three different sports, and I was guilty of not probably showing more attention to other kids than my child because I wanted to give off the effect or the persona that I'm not doing daddy ball. I give you an
Reverse daddy
example.
ball.
Right. I will always sit my kid first. I will always not even talk to my child. And I used to have to explain to him before practice, after practice, hey, you know what's going on. We're going to practice. We don't talk. We had little hand gestures or symbols that I would tell him, right? And he knows what those catchphrases were. That even his mom understands what it is. We say certain things to him when he's pitching. Nobody else knows what we're talking about. They think we're talking about going to get something to eat, but we're giving him something. And it is what it is. I was guilty of it, but I
God,
wasn't, but
boy.
I made sure that if I'm coaching, I gave my all to everybody and I treated everybody the same.
I
That's
it,
I was in it,
it's
not for
mind
my
blowing.
child.
It baffles me. It's like I can't believe it. It's unbelievable to me
Yeah.
that the reverse daddy ball. It's daddy ball is so complicated. The reverse
Yeah, it is.
psychology daddy ball move to make it so because you don't want to feel guilty that you paying attention to more attention to your kid than other people kid. You gon' dock your kid
Time.
to make sure that some insecure parents are satisfied with your that is wild.
Yeah, and it is what it is. That if you sign up for it for the right reasons, my reason was I've always considered myself as a servant. The things I do, even at my church, I'm always giving to others. Right? I signed up to help out. So I'm helping out. If we got a team of 25, I'm helping out all 25. I'm not just helping out one of 25. So I probably might have went overboard, but there's never been a team that I have coached and my child was on it that other individuals even knew that that was my kid. For one, we
Benjamin,
don't look alike.
you a good
You see Preston and you see me, we don't look alike, right?
you a
So
good guy, Benjamin.
it's easy.
I just want to
Yeah,
let you know that if ain't nobody else told you, I just want you to know, bro, you a really good guy, man.
yeah,
'Cause I don't care about none of that.
yeah,
I don't care nothing about none of that. I don't care about making satisfying anybody insecurity, none of that.
yeah.
I'm here for I pulling up. I left from my house. I jumped in this car
Right.
because I'm taking my kid to play a sport. And that's what we doing. We that's what we got going on. We going over here to play this sport. I'm not going over here for nobody else. I don't even know who over here.
Yeah,
At the
maybe
end
you
of the day,
should be
you
a
just
coach.
said that. Oh no, I already know that. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause I don't have time. I don't have
yeah,
time to be on the phone. I tried it one time, man. you on the phone with parents, man, people cussing you out, talking about you don't know nothing about whatever. I'm like, man, you
Yeah.
right, bro. I'm not even here for that, bro. You are absolutely right. I don't know nothing. I just want to talk to my kid. You know what I'm saying? I just want, that's it. I just want access to my own kid. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
we can do this show, and I can, if you want to come and get a different type of perspective, a different kind of education on a pathway. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have guests in the future that can educate you. It don't gotta just be for me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm gonna talk to you about a process. I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it ain't no situation to where you 5'8", your wife 5'2", and your son 5'6", and you gonna act like he finna be 6'4". You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's simple math. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can't do
Genetics
nothing
don't
about
lie.
it. Genetics don't
Genetics don't
lie.
lie. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know exactly what my math gonna turn out to be, but as far as genetics goes, I have a proven track record, you know what I'm saying, with my own, you know what I'm saying, personal genetic. I know what it feels like. I have the intimate knowledge of the process of it. So if my confidence is going to be to, okay, yeah, I know what the process is. You don't have to follow or pay attention to what I got, what I'm doing and what I got going on, right?
Right.
But what I don't want you to do is to pressure me to make me feel like that my kid has to be up to wherever your kid's level is, because I might not even be training or practicing for him to be on that level. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you
Hmm.
shared a story with me one time um about how when initially one of your main reasons for jumping into coaching was it could have turned into a splinter effect type situation, was because the coach basically, Preston was the best kid on the field. He was the biggest, strongest, fastest kid on the field, and the coach had him. What'd you
Right
say?
tackle. Preston played right tackle and cornerback first year in football.
Right tackle. See, he could have at least put him at left tackle. Left tackle, the highest, damn near paid, one of the highest paid positions on the field.
Nah, because
Blind side,
I don't know
left tackle,
why, but Preston played right tackle.
and he was beating the quarterback, running back, wide receiver in the wind sprints.
Go check Miles Split. Go check Florida Miles Split. Those same kids that was at the skill positions. We went to track right after football, and some of the dads like, I didn't know Preston was that fast. I was like, you wasn't paying attention to the sprints. They running in full pads, and he's beating everybody, but he's playing right tackle. As soon as they hike the ball, he running out. He blocking on air. You know what I'm saying?
And
It's been like that, bro.
and but
Yeah.
that's what I was saying to you was, is that when for me, you know, when they was trying to put my kid, in the trench at defensive end, I never got in the way of that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
Right.
block that off, because to me, that's the advantage. Being in the trenches, whether it's on the offensive or defensive line, you learn how to leverage your body. You know what I'm saying? You learn how to be more of a dog. You learn how to be more aggressive than everybody else when you closer to the trenches. It's something that I attribute my success to. When I got to
Yes.
college, you know what I'm saying? When I got to college, I was just basically recruited as an athlete. I never played cornerback. I was actually offensive player of the year in the state of Georgia. My leaving out of my senior year going to college. So
Hmm.
offense was my focus, you know what I'm saying, when I was in high school, but I was an athlete. I was recruited as an athlete, so I switched over to defense when I got to college, and I
Right.
played cornerback. That was my first time playing. So I had to learn how to play the position. But in the meantime, you know what I'm saying, I was natural because of my progression of the different positions that I played throughout my football career, between running back, wide receiver, quarterback. Then once I got to high school, they were like, "Oh yeah, you not playing." I played quarterback for 3, 4 years straight. I got to high school like, "Nah, we already got our quarterback. Go over there to wide receiver." You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now I'm playing wide receiver. I never even played wide receiver. I only played running back and quarterback before that. Then they already had their safeties. I never played cornerback. They already had their safeties. I was stronger than everybody else. They put me outside linebacker, defensive end. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, hear my little bitty self go. on this defensive on this def in this defensive end position, going up against all these big old linemen my freshman and sophomore year playing varsity, and who knew that that would come into play and help me when it came down to getting on the field at the nickel position, because
Yeah.
my defensive coordinator at that time liked the blitz. And I was an excellent blitzer because I wasn't scared to run in there and go up against offensive linemen or take on those blocks or get around. You know what I'm saying? It gave me
Yeah.
the advantage. It got me on the field. So it's like that's the number one thing about it where it come down to football. It's like you got these players, you talk to these parents and they're like, oh, well, my kid plays running back, or my kid plays quarterback, or my kid plays, we train at this and we train at this, like all the
Yeah.
sports. And it's
Yeah.
like, you train at what? Like, you don't even know what position is going to be available
When you get there,
when you
whatever
get there.
team.
So you
Yeah.
get to you get to a high school, you've been trained, the high school that's in your local area or whatever, you train at, cornerback your whole life, and that high school got 8 cornerbacks when you get there your freshman year. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
what you gonna do? You gonna sit there and you gonna wait for now you in the transfer portal in high school
Mm-hmm.
because you saying, no, we trained at cornerback. We standing on cornerback business. We gonna prove to y'all that we were the best. We supposed to be the best cornerback. Yeah, we gonna transfer to the school that we gonna make sure we transfer to the school that play y'all, so we could prove to y'all that we were supposed to be starting cornerback. Now you done put your son out there on the island. They done flamed him up and goddamn went for 30 on him. You know what I'm saying, in the opening season game. You know what I'm saying, and then now all his confidence gone because you don't wrote a check. You know what I'm saying, and making your kid cash a check, and he ain't even no adult. All he want to do is just play football. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You just want
So
to be on the field.
you
You
just
want
want
to
to
be
be.
1 of 5, 1 of 11, 1 of 9. That's it.
That's it. It's simple. It's like, if I'm on the field, then I got a position to show. I'm in a position to showcase my talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so if youth sports would be a lot, in my opinion, youth sports would be a lot better place if people just relaxed a little bit and just looked at it from that, perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, and I've shared this with you before, like, the number one position that don't nobody want to play in baseball is what?
Outfield.
Outfield. Specifically right field.
Right.
Right? And I'm just like, I ain't never played baseball, so I'm just scratching my head like, nobody wants to play right field. Right? I'm like, Mookie Betts plays right field. Ronald Acuna plays right field. Juan Soto plays right field.
Barry Bond.
Barry Bonds
King
play right
Griffey
field.
Jr.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play right field. And I'm looking at my son, he left-handed. So, you know what I'm saying? That eliminates infield positions. I'm looking at my son like, hey man, these people don't want to play right field. We finna train, no, we could get the majority of our reps in right field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all
Mm-hmm.
don't want to play in right field. That's what when you put on the list, when you go to the website and you know what I'm saying, you sign them up to play whatever team or whatever, and they ask what position. I
Yeah.
put right field, left-handed pitcher. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even put center field no more. I like center field. Everybody want to play center field. Oh,
Yeah.
well, cool. Y'all play center field. We gonna play right field. The
Yeah.
one that
Just
don't nobody else want to play.
just put us on the field because the stigma has always been from rep. You hide your worst player in right field, not even realizing right field has 3 throws in which they can impact the game. A ground ball is hit to right field, right? And the runner comes out of the box slow because it's a heavier runner.
Mhm.
Boom, throw him out at first base. Now everybody's excited. And you have a ball hit to right field. Maybe it's a pop fly. They're going to tag it from third. If they can throw that runner out, now everybody's happy. Oh, look at that arm. But
Right.
they're not looking at that because they don't have the foresight to project where all this particular duties and
Or,
responsibilities
or
that
or
this position has.
or the toughest throw out of all of them, you
To
got a
third base.
ground ball single with a runner on first base, and you know what I'm saying. That's the hardest throw. That's the hardest throw to make in baseball. runner on first base, ground ball single, you know that it's gonna be a single, and you come up and you get that runner out at trying to advance to
at
third.
third.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That's a huge play right there. But like nobody thinks about that. It's like there's these stereotypes like that's going on. I'm like, man, what? I just don't understand. Like,
Yeah, because I've always heard, oh, your best positions. Let's talk about football. I mean baseball. Your best positions is up the middle. Your shortstop and your center field. I'm like, they usually the fastest. I'm thinking not on the team that I've played on, that my child has played on. I mean, I'm not saying my child's the fastest, but he's faster than everybody out here. You know what
right.
I'm saying? So sometimes people just think the old school way. I'm gonna hide you in right field. I'm gonna do this. Go to a local park. How many times will you see a dad talking about daddy ball? A dad and a kid training for outfield, hitting pop flies. Nope, everything's in the dirt. They're only hitting to shortstop, only hitting to second base. Go
When I,
to the local park and see how many times you're going to see a kid out there hitting a sled or doing blocking drills. Nope, everybody's just taking passes, running the ball. That's it, throwing the ball. Not realizing that there's so many other ways to impact the field. But I mean, look at the NFL now. The running back is a lost art. If you're training your kid to be a running back, you're doing your child a disservice.
it's pretty much the least paid position on the field. Safeties get
Mhm.
paid more than running backs.
Yes.
And they get less contracts than any other position on the field. The running back lifespan only lasts one contract,
One.
when other positions have the ability to get two. It is
Hmm.
very rare to see a running back get a second contract. For the most part, running backs are only signing 1 year deals after their rookie contract is over.
Yeah.
And it's like, but everybody's obsessed like with, oh yeah, running back, running back, running back, running back. It's like, well, this is the position that has no lifespan. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like running, man, I don't care
Hey,
nothing
think
about
about this.
running back.
Last year in the 23 season, Daniel Jones made more in 1 year than Saquon Barkley's entire contract. His entire second contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. Daniel Jones made more in 1 year. He signed a 4 for 160. Then Saquon Barkley's combined earnings for two contracts. His rookie deal that he signed with the Giants, and he just signed maybe a 4 for 30 with Philadelphia. Daniel Jones made that in 1 year,
And he didn't make it to the end of the year.
and he didn't make it, but he still got paid.
Still got paid.
Still got paid. The
You know,
best. Look what they did to Ezekiel Elliott, Dallas. I mean, they ran him in the ground, then they got rid of him. Look what they did to DeMarco Murray. Had 390 something carries the previous year. As soon as the year was over, they released him. The Titans. Look what the Titans did with Derrick Henry. They would be a lot better had they had him. I mean, look how Baltimore welcomed him in and what he's done for them.
man,
So it's very few
they
people
might
get
win.
that second contract.
One man trash, another man treasure. Man, them folk might win a
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
yeah.
No cap.
Hmm.
Vince, man, them boys might win a Super Bowl this year.
Right. I'm pulling for the Ravens simply because you got Lamar from Pompano, Zay from Fort Lauderdale.
I
You know
win.
what I'm saying? South Florida, Broward County, stand up.
I can't be against that. I'm originally from Miami, so I can't really be against that. I just don't like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? Golly, man, you all I'm ready from Baltimore because they.
I'm just keeping it real. That's why I'm rooting for Baltimore because those two Broward County residents. Yeah, that is what it is, though.
But speaking of
But
South Florida, you
nah,
know what
I
I'm
ain't say
saying?
South Florida. You said South Florida. I
I'm
said
saying
Broward
South
County.
Florida, man. I don't want to talk
No,
about Broward County,
I
man.
don't. No, I'm
The
from Broward
best the
County.
best
My,
football player in college football ain't from Broward County. Where's the best player in college football from?
what you gonna say? Palm Beach?
That's not Broward County.
Yeah, it's not Broward County, but he was born in Broward County.
He grew up in Palm Beach and he went to high school in Georgia.
He moved to Georgia to go to high school for
Yeah,
certain
how
reasons.
it goes. He went to high school in Georgia.
Yeah,
He- yeah, he
I agree with you. We
a
saying
part
the
of
same
part
thing.
part of a part not just high school, a part of middle school and high school. So he, same thing with me. I didn't move to Georgia till middle school too. So you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying. So he pretty much spent his height, his the height of his career. You know what I'm saying. Cam Newton with the 7-on-7 and Collins Hill football. You know what I'm saying. Pretty much groomed him and made him who you know what I'm saying who he was. But he from
Man,
Palm
hold
Beach.
on one second. Hold on one second. He did play for C1N, but he also played for South Florida Express too.
Yeah, that was later on. That was at the
Hey,
that was
I'm just saying he played
but
for SFN.
that wasn't what laid the foundation. Of course, the once he got to the point to where he was the biggest hype in the entire world, of course, you know what I'm saying, they shot him a couple $1,000 to come on down, you know what I'm saying, and play, you know what I'm saying, put they colors on. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Like,
they didn't have to pay him. Everybody wants to come play in South Florida. We got the best football down here. Everybody wants to come to South Florida.
you better believe that Travis got paid to come down there and play. For
Hey, that ain't
100%.
my concern. All I'm saying is everybody wants to come to South Florida, so it should be a privilege for you to come down here and play with a South Florida based team.
Yeah, man. But
Yeah,
speaking of Travis, while we on that subject, you know what I'm saying? Like we got a chance to witness like, you know, something very unique, you know what I'm saying, from a superstar. And there was a big conversation going on across the country like, oh man, his girlfriend, you know what I'm saying, why is he with her, she's doing all the whoop 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 and all that, you know what I'm saying. And we got a chance to watch how that played out,
yeah,
and how much of an impact that was, especially conversations that I had with my own kid, you know what I'm saying. It's like, as far as, managing distractions or whatever like that goes. But it's like, man, it's just so weird because everybody just like, oh, they're just being so hard on them. And it's like, man, why can't you just let this kid, you know what I'm saying, learn
be
his
a
own
kid.
lessons? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
if this is what he want to do, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I've said this to you, you know what I'm saying? A businessman told me one time the best lessons that you learn is in blood and money. You know what
right.
I'm saying? And so if this kid feels like this is the love of his life, you know what I'm saying? If he feels like he wants to get married, you know what I'm saying? And this is the relationship that he wants to pursue, you know what I'm saying? By all means, let him pursue that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, the faster that he learns that lesson, the better off it is for him. Cause she gonna hurt that pocketbook, baby. She gonna get if especially if he have a kid with her, she gonna get the money on. You know what I'm saying? And so he
Right.
gonna if he want to learn the lesson the hard way, let him learn the lesson the hard way. It don't hurt my pocket.
Mhm. The good thing of it is, although he does have a biological father, he has a father figure from the daddy ball who took him from Jackson, Mississippi to Boulder, Colorado, and he's there for him, right?
Right.
So that's the positive thing that we get out of Daddy Ball. You know, he has someone there to mentor him from a spiritual standpoint, and then an athletic standpoint, and then being a person of good character. So at least he learned it early, whatever that is, but he does have a good foundation around him, good support system around him to handle whatever it is that he's going to have to deal with. So I wish everybody well, but man, be honest with you, I didn't think much of it. What I try to do is, like you said, what you're instilling in your kids is for your household. What I'm instilling in my kids for our household. I didn't even think much of it.
Right. I just hated the fact that everybody just jumped on his back like that. You know what I'm saying? Just like, dang,
Yeah,
man, what? Like you ain't never been a sucker for love for nobody in your whole entire life. All these dudes talking, man, like every single one of y'all, and all of them when they was coming out on, and I know it was a woman somewhere saying to themselves, like, man, this nigga was a sucker for me
yeah,
all the way. I had them wrapped around my finger and probably had shit. I wish y'all would have exposed a lot of them and put them receipts out. Them text messages that they was sending to you, or goddamn, they was hiding in the bushes where you was pulling back up to the man. You know how many man? golly, that jump made me mad, man. I'm like, I'm sitting here watching, like, man, I know you was a sucker for a female at
Yeah.
multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
especially when the entertainers got into it. I'm like, man, y'all been sucking, man. These girls been sucking y'all out forever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all being hard on this
Yeah.
boy. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I don't. If he navigated through college, living in the same house with her, and engaged, and they ain't had no kids, he got some kind of sense.
Right. He's had at least 3 to 5 years worth of sense. So hey, whatever they do, that's on them. Man, I have too many things. I got too many personalities in my house. I'm trying to manage myself. Man, you know
For
how it
sure.
is having 3 kids. None of my kids are alike. So
You right.
I have my own things to worry about than what he got going on.
Yeah, man. Well, we got plenty of episodes to talk about it, man. Our
Yeah.
processes and what we do, how we manage our schedules, and you know what I'm saying. We looking forward to doing this all 2025. You know what I'm saying, bringing in special guests and you know what I'm saying, just giving a different, bringing in a different atmosphere, bringing in a different energy. You know what I'm saying,
Right.
bringing in a different type of conversation, asking some different kind of questions. You know, uh the things that people don't want to speak on, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not afraid to speak on them. I'm gonna talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know, you
Correct.
get mad at me all you want to, but everybody can learn from a conversation whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about no grown ass man anyway. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I'm always gonna be for the kid. You know what I'm saying? And you know, my kid first, but the kids, you know what I'm saying, in general, you know what I'm saying? The kids are the ones that have the future that's gonna be able to make the change on the direction that the community goes, you know what I'm saying, moving forward into the future. So I'm
Right.
always gonna be focused on that, on trying to educate, you know what I'm saying, as best as possible, give a different perspective, you know what I'm saying, to approach the situation, attack the situation, to understand the process, you know what I'm saying, to just do things according to what's right in front of you and don't worry about doing things when I say according to what's right in front of you, according to what your situation calls, according to where
Hmm.
your kid is at right now, instead of looking at another kid and saying, "Oh, well, I need to get my kid to be on what this kid," you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
then it's like, what's that quote? Um,
Comparison is the thief of all joy.
yeah, man, comparison the thief of all joy. It's like, man, that's what's going on, and it's stealing the energy and the fun out of the sports and the games. And it's like, dang, man, I it ruined it for me. I was one of them, dad. I was so happy, man. I had the matching hoodie with the when I got the hat made with my son name and dad on the back, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to go out here and just have a good time. I got my speaker. I'm going out there. I'm just, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Just excited just to be a part because my dad wasn't around. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, I'm around to be there for my kid. I just want to have, man. I went from that and talking to people and being, you know what I'm saying, you know, they feeling like I was, you know, making relationships or whatever like that going on, you know. But now I don't even want to talk to nobody. You know where I be at. I don't
Yeah.
care
Right. Fit.
what the game. I'm
Yeah.
somewhere in the distance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause y'all ruined it for me, man. I can't even have fun because what are we critiquing?
Hmm.
You know, why are we critiquing these kids so hard?
Yeah. I understand that. I mean, I try to make sure that we have tunnel vision and we're not worried about what other people are doing. We're gonna do. It's like eat the meat, spit out the bones. I take a little bit from everybody. No
Come
matter what
on,
it is.
FC. Come on, Veg, man. Come on, man. We not goddamn. We can't be eating no meat and spitting out bone, man. No diddy, bro. No diddy.
Man,
Yeah,
I told you, man,
man.
I'm too old for that. No diddy.
Oh man.
That one, that is a saying.
Whatever
That
you want to say, man.
that
You
is
can
a
say you too
saying.
old all day, man. But that was egregious, man. That right
All
there.
right.
That's you crossed the line right there, man.
I'm just saying, man. Hey, that's what you got to do. See, that's what we
Oh
do with
man.
Daddy Ball. Everybody got a different perspective. Everybody got their truth, man. Everybody got
Yeah.
their truth. I know who everybody out here in the audience that's watching us. They're gonna be like, "Oh, I understand that analogy." You can throw your head back.
Yeah, they gonna
That's how y'all
understand
do
it.
it,
They
right?
gonna
Fit?
understand that that was a no diddy. Anyway, man, hey, we gonna wrap this on up, man. We appreciate y'all joining us, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And we looking forward to coming at you guys, you know what I'm saying, all 2025, man, with this, Daddy Ball, you know what I'm saying? We on the way, baby.
Yeah, on behalf of Coach Rube, I'm Veggie Hope. We want to thank you all for joining in today with this, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, sir. Happy New
All
Year.
right. Same to you.